way, you look amazing in your profile pic, Lauren. Thank you. I was a bit less sleep deprived then. But thank you. I'm going to own that. So I actually wanted to share, I know that we share a lot about self-care saves, and that's our message. But I think sometimes, everyone's like, self-care, invest in your self-care, do this, and everyone's like, okay, I get it. But what is self-care? Like, what does it actually mean? Is it bubble bars? And I know we use that cliche a bit, like it's not just bubble bars, but what actually is it? And as I sat reflecting at 5 a.m. this morning when I was feeding little miss, I just wanted to really break it down over the next few weeks and just share some things based on my own breakthroughs and my own experience, and what I want to, encourage and enable and empower you all to do based on what I've experienced and what I see for mums who whine. And that's why, I love sharing this in our member hub, because I love sharing with all of you who, love it, own it, and take hold of it, and hopefully share with others. So yeah, over the next few weeks, we'll be sharing about a few things, but today I'm starting with self-care is valuing your time. So for those of you, I think a lot of you were on last week, and if not, you might have caught up on the replay. I shared last week about my money journey, I guess, and my money mindset, and some blocks which have led to quite a few different things, and it's taken 37 years to break through in, and I'm still working on it. It's definitely not just I'm cured, it's all good. But through that, I've really recognized a few things, and everything that I say, look, obviously I speak mainly from the perspective of mums who whine, because essentially that's my life, and obviously motherhood as well, but you can put that into what is applicable to you. So the first thing is, self-care is valuing your time. So obviously last week, as I shared, I have built this business. I have invested a lot of blood, sweat and tears, as anyone in business or anyone who's followed our journey, which you has seen up until probably for the first 2 years, it was just me. Like, I was doing everything. And I, recognized that, well, actually I shared last week that this week was the first time I actually paid myself a wage. Yay! Can everyone go, yay, I paid myself, woo! And I went one step further, which I shared on Monday in our mindset. Amanda, who is our mindset coach, encouraged me, when you pay yourself, then buy yourself something that is just for you. And I know that I encourage and I empower and I tell all of you guys to do it. And, I might be a bit slow on the uptake. But anyway, I bought myself some beautiful new skincare, because I've been using supermarket stuff. And every time I wash my face or put moisturizer on, I recognize and I am thankful that I paid myself a wage for the work that I've done. So props to me. Yeah. You're all, yeah, I can see you clapping. I love it. So make sure you comment on my glowing skin, all right? Maybe not yet, because it's probably going to take a while. But so anyway, that was a breakthrough for me. But essentially, I've been working for free, and that is not cool. And I don't want any of you to be doing that. And I want you to learn from my experience. As I said, it's not just about in your business, but where are you investing your time, and where are your time do you not see as valuable? And look, please hear me. Like, I knew what I was doing was good and it was valuable, but I never put that monetary thing on it. And I think one real key example, if I can share really honestly, in 2018, you may remember, we ran a self-care saves campaign. It was our first campaign, and I wanted to raise $10,000 in 30 days. I'm kind of one of those go big or go home kind of people. And when I get something in my mind, I'm like, I've just got to do it. So I, created these t-shirts, ordered them all, and I literally spent a whole month sending out t-shirts or making orders, promoting, doing all of that. Like, it was so full on. No one helped me. People offered, but I said no, because, it's just easier if I do it. Wasn't valuing my time. And I actually basically worked for free for a month because 100% of the proceeds, not the profits, like 100% went to Panda, which is amazing. And please, I'm so thankful, and I'm so glad I did it because we raised over $12,000 for a really worthy cause. But I probably could have done that and still paid myself a little bit for the time that I was putting in. I could have probably still raised $8,000 for Panda or $10,000 for Panda and given even $11,000 and given me some money for my time, or accepted help because I recognized that my time is valuable. I couldn't work anything on the business. I couldn't do anything else. It literally was like consuming my life. And again, thankful I did it, but it just goes to show that I didn't value my time with that. Um, and the biggest thing is by not paying myself, which obviously I've broken through in, it was showing the world and the universe that my time is not valuable. And I think as women, we need to really own what we're worth. And I'm not saying that I have low self-esteem or anything like that, but it was just a mindset that I felt guilty about making money off Mums Who Wine because I never started it to make money and I want to have an impact. But as I shared last week, I can have more impact if I actually focus more on earning money, because then it's going to give me more freedom and more power for change. But collectively, we're not going to invest time in ourselves if we don't see our time as valuable. And this is what our whole message is taking the time to invest in yourself, because your time is valuable. And I think a big thing, like, as you guys know, I was a lawyer for 10 years, a very senior lawyer at a top tier firm, and they used to charge. I was going to say charge me out. That sounds a bit dodgy, but like in the proper way. But my rate was $550 an hour. So they would charge clients for my work, for my time. They valued me at $550 an hour. And guess what? People paid it. They might have had a bit of an issue, I don't know, but they paid it. We would send the bill out and say, Lauren Oliver, senior associate, $550 an hour, and they'd pay it, no questions asked. So then when I started my own business, of course, I'm not going to be charging at $550 an hour, but why did I go from 550 to my time is worth nothing? It actually is ludicrous. But when those clients, they're paying at $550. So when they're on the phone to me, they know that they've got to be, okay, Lauren's time's valuable. Okay, this is what I want. This is what we've got to do. Yep, this is our strategy. Okay, write a letter of advice. Yep, bang, do it quickly because time is money. But I think as women, we give so much of ourselves and so much of our time out of, that's a mother's heart, a woman's heart, is to give. But we also need to be mindful, okay, well, like, time is our most precious commodity, especially as mums, because we've got bugger all of it. So those rare times that we have time, we need to value that and recognize, and we need to ensure that other people are valuing that too. I saw a quote. William Penn said, time is what we want most, but what we use worst. So as mums, I guess you can all probably attest to the fact, what's the biggest thing that we want? We want more time. We need more time. We want more time for us. We give so much to our little people and our families, but what about time for us? And Jim Rohn, who was Tony Robbins' mentor, said, time is more valuable than money. You can always get more money, but you can't get more time. And I think this is the biggest thing. The shift for me is recognizing about the value of my time and actually paying money to give myself more time. So who has done their love languages? Who knows their love language? Hands up, anyone? So my love language, and we shared about that in last lockdown. My love language is words of affirmation and quality time. So in recognizing that, if I actually have more time for myself, then that is actually how I'm receiving love. Like, if Mark and I can sit down and we've give ourselves an hour or two, and we can actually have time together to talk, to not be like folding washing, to not be mopping the floors together. If we can actually sit down and have quality time, I'm going to feel more loved. I'm going to feel more appreciated and valued. And that's how I receive love. And that's also, often how I give love as well. So how do we create that space to have that time, and how do we place that value on it? Because if that is a way that you receive love and you're not valuing the time or the thing that makes you feel loved, what's that saying about yourself? And that's what has really hit me. If I'm not valuing my time, then I'm not valuing myself, and I'm not, accepting love, because people are like, here's some money for your time. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's like, well, no, we value your time, and your love language is time, so we want to give that to you. Um, and there was a recent paper that was Buying Time Promotes Happiness, and saying that working adults report greater happiness after spending money on a time saving purchase than on a material purchase. And they're actually looking into a new form of poverty, which is called time scarcity. Hands up if you feel like you're in time scarcity as a mum. Yeah. I think there was a few resounding, yeah. And you know what? That this is the stage of life that we're in, whether you've got small kids or older kids, we always want more time. But my message and what I really want to empower and encourage you guys is to look at the value of your time and where you're using your time and where you can give yourself more time. So, where are you giving your time? So, do you have friends? And I'm going to be real here. You don't have to put your hands up, but do you have friends that really drain your time? I'm sure that we've all got at least one where you spend time with them and you actually feel depleted. You actually feel, uh, you feel like your tank's emptier than when it began. Like for me, spending time with friends should fill my cup. I see my time with my friends as valuable because I don't get much of it. So why would I then use that very rare time that I have to go and sit with someone who's either really negative or isn't, giving what I need? And I feel like at this time in particular, we need to be so protective of our time. So, how are you valuing your time by sitting down and listening to your friend go on about whatever the situation is, and she's not wanting to change, and you're sitting there just like, yep, yep, yep. What's that saying about you and the value for your time, and what the money, if we're looking at in money value, what's that putting on there? She's not valuing it, and you're not valuing it, and you're enabling that. Melissa's saying lockdown has actually been really good for giving me back time. No running around for sports, school activities. Yeah, that's actually been brilliant, hasn't it? I'm a bit paranoid about all the activities starting again. And Erin, this year has made me acutely aware of where I'm investing my energy. And yeah, Denise, look after yourself in the same way you do for your business, from Michelle, founder of Ultimo. Yeah, it's true. But it's also, do you take on more tasks and roles around the house? And I think we can all say yes, because, not being sexist, but we're women, so we probably do a bit more of the cleaning, and we probably, well, not in my house, I don't do much cooking, but we do a bit more of the cooking, or we do more of the running around. Do we do that because we feel our time is less valuable? I know the house needs to function, and please hear me in that. I recognize that, but it's like, is that the best use of our time? And this is what I'm trying to encourage you. Like, yes, the house needs to function effectively, but is that the best use of your time? What can you do to implement things so that the house can still run effectively, but you can have time for yourself? Um, Even things like, do you attend events or activities that, to be honest, you probably don't really want to attend, except for mums who want events because they're awesome, PS. But, do you attend things like your third cousin's birthday and you've got to drive 3 hours to get there? So that's 3 hours of your time. You're going there because it's the right thing to do and you feel you should. Then you've got to be there, then you've got to drive 3 hours back. Imagine if you put a monetary thing on your time. Okay, so just say your time's worth $500 an hour. So that's $3,000 in travel time, and then you're there. Is that actually the best use of your time? No. And that's the mindset that I've shifted. It's like, where can I put little things in my life to give myself more time, because my time is valuable. As a mum, as a woman, as a business owner, as an individual, we need to place value on our time, because self-care is giving yourself time to invest in you. And if we're not doing that, then we're showing the world that we don't think we're enough and we don't think we're valuable. And that's just the raw truth. Like, I know we've got to do the juggle. The mum juggle is real. But if we can't find time to value our time and set that aside, then I think we're in a pretty dangerous place, especially at the moment with mental health and, you know, enabling that. And that's obviously why I created Mums Who Whine. You know, the more you can find fulfillment in what you do, the more you can contribute to the world by being who you are and living your purpose. So that's huge. So finding that time and valuing that time and recognizing, okay, that time is for that, you're actually going to contribute more. So what I want you guys to have a think about, and this is something that I got from I shared about the book that I read, which is Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And then the next one that I'm reading, which is another one it's Denise Duffield Thomas, it's called Chillpreneur. So it's all about being, you know, a bit more of a relaxed business owner. May be applicable for you guys, but a lot of the stuff you can apply to your life as well. So look at 3 things that take up your time at home. So just have a think about it. Like, and you know, children aren't one of them because obviously they take up your time, but tasks. 3 tasks that take up your time. So for me, it's cleaning, it's putting away washing, and it's supermarket shopping. Just real 3 basic things. Cleaning takes up so much time, and putting away washing, I am more than happy to chuck the washing in the washing machine. I actually like hanging it out because that's my time to get out of the house away from the noise. But I have probably 5 loads of washing on my kitchen table at the moment, ready to be put away, to be sorted. Does anyone else do that? Yeah, everyone's like, seriously, it is my most hated job. I hate it. And when I'm doing it, I'm resentful. And when I'm putting it away, I get cranky. And then if I walk in and the boys' clothes are on their floor, I'm like, I just put these all away because I feel like my time is not being valued. And I'm spending 2 hours, you know, whatever the time is, say 2 hours of my week putting away washing, and I don't want to do it because I hate it. So think about those things. Lisa hates sorting socks. I don't know if anyone's seen my stories about the socks that I have. I seriously just want to throw them all away and start again, which I might do now that I've broken through in that money mindset, because I've had socks that were from when Thomas was a baby, hoping that I find the other sock. They're probably $2 from Kmart, and I haven't wanted to throw them away. So anyway, that's a bit about me. So Alessia, cleaning, cooking dinner, and putting clothes away. Yep. So look at those 3 tasks. What, if any? Oh, I know you don't. Okay, I won't throw away your socks, Ariel. She's crying. And please do, Amanda, and I will do it for yours. Yep, I'm going to throw the socks away. So what can you delegate? I know that this is, oh my gosh, what can we delegate? And as mums and as women, we're like, no, it's just easier if we do it ourselves. Or no, I don't want to spend money on that because that's something that I should do. And I feel like, you know, for me, the biggest thing is like, I hate cleaning the house. And so think about those things. So for me, is cleaning, putting away washing, and supermarket shopping. So for a year ago, I think, even when I wasn't paying myself, we got a cleaner. And every excuse in my mind came up. I should be doing it. I'm home because I wasn't working, even though I was running my own business and putting in a freaking load of hours. And I'm like, no, Mark, you know what? I hate cleaning. And obviously, you still need to clean up a bit, but let's pay. I think it was $60 or $70 a fortnight to get a cleaner in once a fortnight for an hour or an hour or 2, and just to do the real scrubbing the bathrooms, scrubbing the kitchen, things like that. And there's actually studies that show that when a woman, I'm pretty sure it's a woman, let's say it's a woman because this is our audience, walks into a clean house after a cleaner has been there, their level of endorphins, like happy hormones, is freaking off the charts. Like me walking into a clean house, I feel like my anxiety levels go. I feel like, oh my gosh, this is, you know, I feel like I can function because my house is clean. Admittedly, it gets dirty an hour later. But that's something that I'm like, that's a non-negotiable for me. And I'm not going to feel guilty. And I'm not going to be like, you know what, I don't want to spend that money, because I know that 2 hours of my time is more valuable than me spending my Saturday spending 2 hours cleaning, which I could be spending with my kids, or I could be spending going out for drinks with girlfriends, or I could be like sitting in bed watching Netflix, honestly. Whatever it is, whatever, you do you. Putting washing away. When I heard that, I said to Mark, you know what? I want to look into getting a housekeeper. Even if it's, I don't know if that's straight away, but that's going to be on my vision board, on my goals, to have a housekeeper that she comes in a couple of hours a week and puts my washing away. And I know that for me, that might feel like, oh my gosh, already I feel that anxiety of like, you're so lazy, Lauren. You should be doing that. Seriously, like everyone else is doing it. But you know what? I hate doing it, and I hate spending 2 hours doing it. And my time building a business or going out on the trampoline for half an hour with my boys is better than standing there folding washing. And that's what we've got to look at. Our time is valuable. So what can you delegate? What can you actually pay? Recognize you're not paying out of guilt. Oh, I should, I feel bad paying this money. No, you're paying for your time. You're paying for your freedom. You're paying for, an avenue for you to go out and invest in your mental health. Whether that, if there's not washing on the, there, you might go out for a walk with your kids. But if it's all sitting there, sometimes I'm like, oh, kids, I just got to do this. And it's taking away from that. Denise, my friend has a housekeeper. She's a fairy godmother. Honestly, it's the dream. It's totally the dream. And Lisa, I'm guilty of saying that I don't work in a paid role, so I should do it. Yeah. And I know that that's a really, really big thing, I think. Even like, where if you're a stay-at-home mum, I know there's quite a lot of stay-at-home mums, or you're on maternity leave. I know like Laura's on maternity leave. I don't know what I am at the moment. I don't know if I'm really on maternity leave. Not really. No, I'm working. But it's like that guilt, like, well, I shouldn't really spend that money. And I know that everyone's financial situation is different, but you're going to spend the money on something. Why not spend it on giving yourself some time so that you can walk in and the house is clean, and you and your husband or you and your best friend can sit down and have dinner in a beautiful, clean house and converse and chat and laugh and fill your cup, instead of being like, oh, no, the house is disgusting, I can't do it. So I hope you're hearing it. It's like just putting in little things, little steps. And it's the same with hiring someone. Like, for me in my business, I did it for 2 years all on my own. Ariel's just spewed all over me. This is live TV, spewing all over Dad's wine. But actually, for my business, as I said, I was doing it all on my own. I had like ambassadors that would help me run events in the different areas, but I would stay up till midnight sending out memberships, responding to emails, affiliate inquiries, social media, posting and all of that, because I didn't feel like I should pay someone because I'm home and I'm doing it and it's just easier and I'll save money if I do it. Yeah, but I had no time. And I look back on time with Billy. I don't even remember a lot of my time when Billy was a baby, for the first year of Billy's life, not only because I was sleep deprived because he didn't sleep, but I was so go, go, go with Mums Who Wine because I was launching it, that I just didn't give myself that time. And, you can't have regrets, but actually paying someone the $28 an hour to send out memberships or to respond to emails or to do things that I suck at, like all the whatever it is, setting up processes, I'm not good at it. So actually knowing it's okay to pay someone to do that. So I just really wanted to encourage you guys with that, because I feel like this has been a breakthrough for me, and I feel like it is applicable to anyone, whether you're in business. Did you really save so much money, Lauren? No, no, I didn't. This is the thing, Denise. I didn't. And in now having, like I've got two people that work for me now, and honestly, I sit down and I'm like, what should I be doing? And like I say to Eliza, oh, I'll do that. And she's like, no, I'll do it. I went, oh, okay. So often it's quite confronting, because I'm sitting there like on the couch watching a show and not being like, oh my gosh, I've got to do this, 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 and this. I feel so much better mentally, and I've paid them, yes, but then it's actually allowed greater things, like our self-care saves week this year, our first week, which I know a lot of you participated in. That was a lot of work. There is no way I could have done that. The girls basically did that for me. I did all the videos and stuff, but Hannah and Eliza, my staff, and Mark obviously doing the tech stuff, They made that happen, and we had 1,400 mums across Australia investing in their mental health for a week and spreading our message and, you know, taking time with their family. Could I have done that if I hadn't have paid someone to do it? No, I couldn't at all. It would have been like random videos of me multitasking, telling you to invest in your self-care. So we've got to look at that, and whether it's from a business perspective or, you know, from just a home perspective, like really, I really encourage you and write down those things and go, okay, like grocery shopping. I actually enjoy going out grocery shopping. I'm one of those. I don't know if anyone else enjoys grocery shopping, but especially I go to Aldi and there's no music, and I listen to a podcast and I do my shopping and I just cruise around, obviously child free. And, you know, that's not my self-care. Let's not confuse that with, okay, you're going to the grocery shop on your own, then you're investing in your self-care. No, but I actually enjoy it. So I'm not going to pay someone to do my shopping. I'm not going to do online shopping. I just actually prefer to do it. So that takes up time, but I don't mind it. But look at the stuff that you can delegate, or get your kids onto it, or look at a nanny service. Even I hear so many mums that don't want to pay for babysitting so that they can go out, because they don't, whether they don't see the value or they feel guilty paying for a babysitter. But honestly, how much better will you feel if you pay the 60, 70 bucks, whatever it is, for a babysitter, and you go out and have a night just for you? Your time is valuable. You are valuable. So start, whether it's money, whether it's just delegating responsibilities, even if it's just sitting down with your husband or your partner or your roommate and just saying, look, I feel like I'm doing all this. I feel like I don't have any time for myself. So how about, you know, we look at that from there and delegate a few tasks and sit down so that you can have that time, and you're not getting those little pockets of time that at, 11, 12 o'clock at night, we're doing our mindset sessions where we're actually encouraging to only just have 1 hour of time a night and then go to bed, because your sleep is also valuable. But for me, I'm like, I feel like often it's a bit different now, but I would never get time for myself. So I'd stay up till all hours and watch shows because that's my only time. And then I'd wake up feeling rubbish because I hadn't slept. And how am I going to give back with that? So does that sort of resonate with people? It's like actually looking and going, you know what, like I don't think I have valued my time, and being so willingly to give your time to others. And I think that comes from a beautiful heart. And I think, you know, I want you guys to do that because we're building this community. I'll get Ariel in a second. She's like chomping at the bit to get her mug on screen. But is looking, and, you know, those people that do take up your time, you know, people will take as much time as you give them. And, you know, a lot of people, like I know Laura, for example, Laura and I go for a walk on a Friday, and she is always so thankful. She's like, I know you're so busy and thank you for giving me your time. And I'm like, but I actually really enjoy that. And it's not like, oh, I've got to go for a walk. I love it. And I love connecting with people, and that fills my cup. So I'm willing to give time that way. But people that are like, oh, highlight of my week. Oh, thanks, Laura. You're gonna make me cry. This is the one session that I wasn't going to cry. But actually looking at that, but, you know, the mum down the street that wants to come around and bitch about the other mum or whatever it is she valuing your time? Are you valuing your time by enabling that? Okay, little miss, come here. She's literally diving at the screen. Hello, hello. Yes, everyone's waving. Hello. She's 3 months. Isn't that crazy? But this is what I want to encourage you guys. We have, as mums, you know, time is our most precious commodity. We don't have much of it. So where are you valuing it? Are you valuing it? Are you actually setting time aside? And this is obviously why we've got our membership and things like that, so that we can encourage you to do that. But if you're not placing value on your time, then no one else is. And people are going to keep taking it from you. But you need to put in boundaries, which is probably something we're going to talk about in the future, because that's something that I've really had to put in place, is boundaries, because I never had them. But yeah, actually placing value on your time. So this week, guys, I encourage you to write down those things. And even if there's just one thing you can implement that gives you more time, even if you're getting 1 extra hour a week, you know, we're not doing like, let's have, you know, a full day to yourself or whatever. Give yourself 1 extra hour, and then recognizing that that's an hour that's yours, and use it. go for a walk on your own, go catch up with another mum because you're not scrubbing the floors, or like obviously we can't have cleaners at the moment because of COVID, but the moment that's lifted, I don't care what money I've got in my bank, I'm going to get a cleaner because that's actually going to give me time. It's probably going to have to clean pretty thoroughly because my cleaning efforts haven't been great over the past few months. But things like that. And don't feel guilty for it because your time is valuable and you are valuable. So, with that, I love you guys. Thank you for constantly supporting and sharing and just being a part of this tribe. I am going to be sharing each Wednesday about different things, which what self-care is, and let's change our habits, even if it's just giving you 1 extra hour of self-care a week or understanding, then we can do it. Have a fabulous, fabulous afternoon, guys, and I will see you next week. Love you. Bye. Bye. Bye.